Hello, my friends. Pamela here. Thanks for joining me. We're going to continue our episodes of Season 2, the Mythbusters sort of episodes. And today we're doing one that is a general truth for many people, something that I had to contend with myself. It's a very common belief, and that is that we're not good enough. And it leads us to do a lot of things like overproduce, overwork, ambition and drive, and things that keep us away from finding the ease in life and really struggling. Living by accomplishments isn't what we're really meant to do. We're really meant to find ease and comfort in life. Life isn't a struggle, always, if we just allow ourselves to be and to feel our aliveness. It can be a challenge when there are difficult situations to contend with. It can be a challenge when we have paradigms, programming from society and from our family and from generations that you have to work really, really hard, and it's a race to the finish, and then we die. Pretty sad way to look at life, but it's been our pattern for eons. So what I'd like to do today is to bust that myth that says we're not good enough, and to help us to really feel how it can be to be in a mindset that says we are good enough, just as we are, without having to do anything, without having to have any accomplishments. If we know ourselves and love ourselves and are kind to ourselves, this will lead to us doing great things in the world. Because from a place of self-love and self-compassion, we now can break through the bonds which hold us in place and say, you've got to work really, really hard, and that's about what life is for. So we're going to be using today a technique called Emotional Freedom Techniques, or EFT. Some people call it tapping. And I have a certification in this procedure, so I am technically a certified EFT practitioner. And so I wanted to show you and teach you how to do this for yourself. And you can use this script again and again. And the idea is, and I'll explain this a little bit, the idea is that with this technique, what we're doing is we are saying the words that are being said anyway in our mind, things that aren't very kind, that can keep us in a place that we go into a freeze response, a fight, flight, or freeze response in our nervous system. So it's kind of putting us into a position where we're kind of stuck. And from that position, that freeze position, it's difficult for us to take action. It's difficult for us to imagine doing something great in the world because it's too hard, or we're not good at it enough. We're not the best in the world. And when we hear those phrases that our mind is already saying, and at the same time hold a place on our body, which is an acupoint, and we've talked about acupoints before as places where there is a higher electrical conductivity than other places nearby, which allows for an electrical circuit to be made with yourself, within yourself, that sends a message of wellness. So what we're really doing is we're taking a statement that is negative and can make us feel uncomfortable, and combining that with a hold or a touch or a tap of particular areas on our body, these acupoints. And the combination of the two results in the words losing their power. Now they will not trigger us into a freeze response or a fight-flight response. Instead, we can be calm. And when we're calm with these statements, they don't have any effect on us. They don't hurt us in any way. What we're doing today is we're going to bust the myth that you're not good enough by saying the words that may sound pretty harsh, but I can guarantee you they've probably been said in your own mind before. Now, if we didn't do this and we just allowed those thoughts to continue, it's kind of like getting a text message every few seconds that reminds you, you're not good enough, you're not good enough, you're not good enough. And that is very damaging. It's very damaging to our emotions, but also to our body because it's an attack. And by doing this technique, by doing tapping, EFT, emotional freedom techniques, we can reduce the power of these words and we can clear away this belief, which isn't true, by the way. We are good enough. The fact that we exist is amazing. The odds of us existing are millions to one of you, particular you with your genes and your DNA. You're very unique. And you don't have to do anything to be unique and to be amazing. Every second, there are trillions of chemical reactions that are happening for you. Your heart is beating for you. Your body is breathing itself for you. So you are good enough. So let's go ahead and do this technique together and see if we can clear this away for good so that you can move forward in your life knowing you are good enough and you can do amazing things. And even if you decide to just do nothing and just be and be a great person, that's doing something wonderful for yourself and for the people around you. So let's get into it. The first step is to locate a place on your body or places on your body that you would like to either hold or tap using this technique. And there are many. So you have a choice. There's one on the top of your head, right at the crown. There's one at the inner edge of each eyebrow. There's also one between that, so the third eye. There's one on the outside of the eye, on the bone around the outside of the eye at the end of your eyebrow. There's another one below your pupil, again on the bone that surrounds your eye. There's one on the tip of your nose. There's one below your nose, above your upper lip. There's one below your lower lip, on your chin. There are 2 points below your collarbones, on the inner edge of the collarbones, down about an inch. There are 2 there. There's one about a hand span below your armpit, on the side of your body, kind of where the bra strap would be if you wear a bra. And so that's another spot. And there's one in the center of your sternum, about the middle from the top to the bottom, in that middle space. There's one at the bottom of your sternum. And there are several on your hands. Each of the fingers has an acupoint on the inner edge. So imagine you were reaching out to shake someone's hand. The parts of your fingers that are facing the ceiling are where the acupoints are. And they're located right next to the bottom of the nail bed. So you have one on your thumb, index finger, middle finger, and pinky. There isn't one on the ring finger in that location. You also have one in the center of your palm. And on the side of your hand, below the end of your pinky, between the end of your pinky and your wrist, on the side of your hand, some people call this the karate chop point, and there are actually 3 there, so the side of the hand there. And on the inner side of the wrist, there are several there too. Now I'm just listing common ones. There are many, many more. There are hundreds. But any of these would be efficient for doing this practice. And in the EFT community, people go through a series of them. So they start at the top of the head, between the eyes, the side of the eye, below the nose, below the bottom lip, the collarbones, and under the arms. So they do this series. It's not required, but it is common. So what I'm going to do today, rather than going through the different points, I'm just going to allow you to choose which one or ones that you'd like to use for this tapping process. And what I'm going to do is to say the script out loud, giving you time to repeat back what you hear in the space that I leave. The best way to do this is to imagine yourself letting go of this thought, giving yourself the opportunity to make a change in your subconscious mind, allowing the subconscious to receive this new way of doing things. So we're kind of saying, subconscious, allow this in, say yes. And to be in a relaxed body position. You can be sitting or lying or even standing if that's comfortable for you. Every once in a while, I'll ask you to take a breath, and during that time, just imagine yourself softening. So what we're really trying to do is to be in a calm state, allowing ourselves to receive this new information and change the way we do things. So let's begin. Begin by letting yourself listen to the voice that says, "You're not good enough." And feel what it feels like to hear that. And rate the truth of it from 0 to 10. How true does it feel? And then we'll take 3 calming breaths, deep into the lungs and through the nose. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. And exhale. And then find a place that you like to hold an acupoint and repeat after me. Even though this voice telling me I'm not enough feels so true, and that hurts so much, I accept how I feel. Even though I really feel like I'm not enough, this voice inside me feels so intense and so true. I accept how I feel. Even though I feel like I'm really not enough. That voice feels so true and hurts so much. I accept how I feel. This voice in my head telling me I'm not enough. It's telling me there's something wrong with me. It's telling me that I'm the problem. That I'm the one who's lacking. And I can see proof of this throughout my life. I notice how exhausting this is. How it drains my energy, my creativity, and joy. All from the belief that I'm not enough. I'm just not enough. And I'm not sure there's any hope for me. What if I'm just not one of the lucky ones? This voice that says I'm not enough. It hurts so much. Part of me feels so alone and so sad. This old voice in my head that hurts so much. I've been hearing it for so long. This old voice. What if it's just an old tape I'm replaying in my head? I know this tape. I wonder where I learned this. What if it's not true, though? What if it's never been true? It feels so true. It's felt true for a long time. But maybe it only feels true because I've heard it so long. Maybe that's why it feels so true. Maybe I actually am enough. It feels scary to even say that. This voice in my head has been with me for so long. Whose voice is it really? Where did I learn these things? When did this old voice start? This old voice. I've believed this voice for so long. But what if it isn't true? What if I really am enough? I don't have to listen to this voice. I can talk back. Hey there, mean voice. You're lying. And I'm not listening to you anymore. I am enough. Wherever I learned this, it's time to let it go. It's time to feel safe enough. Being enough. And to feel the freedom and ease that comes with that. Only I can say I'm enough. I want love, happiness, and success. I want to live my dreams. I am enough for all of that and more. I am worthy. I am enough. Feeling into the truth of this, softening into the truth, feeling this new truth now, feeling safe enough right now. I am enough. I am safe. It's safe to feel that. Let's take a breath here, in through the nose, deep into the lungs. And how about a sigh of relief? And we'll continue. I am enough. I am safe. It's safe to feel that. I am enough. I am safe, and all is well. And now start listening to that other voice. It may be small and timid right now, but listen for it. The voice that says, I am enough. And feel as you release all the resistance to saying that. As you let go of all the events, memories, and experiences from the past that have been keeping you stuck. All the old tapes, rewrite them now with these 3 words, I am enough. And feel that in your body. Feel those words written in every cell of your body. And see those words written over every memory, every past experience, every negative emotion. See it. Feel it. Be it. I am enough. And feel how good it feels in your body to recognize this truth. To acknowledge this truth. I am enough. And let's take a breath here, in through the nose, deep into the lungs. And now tune back in to the original statement that we made, which was, I am not enough. Say that in your mind and see how you feel. Notice how you feel and rate the truth of it now from 0 to 10. And now it should have dropped down, even just a little bit. It may have gone significantly down. And rarely, but sometimes it does happen, it goes up. And what that means is that you've really latched on and it's time to do it again. So listen back to this section for yourself so that you can get this truth of I am enough in place. This is your new thought, and allow your body to feel comfortable with that new thought. Well, that's what we have for today. We've busted another myth, I'm not good enough, and turned it into I am enough. Life is a gift. And with this new belief of I am enough, you'll feel different. You'll feel as though you are enough and you can move forward in your life with ease and comfort. Thanks for joining me today. And thank yourself for joining in as well. This has been Move into Resilience, and you can find out more at moveintoresilience.com. I'm Pamela Stokes. Take it easy.